ஐயா, நன்றி. ஐயா, உங்களுக்கு அறிமுகம் தேவையில்லை. இந்த Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp மக்களுக்கு போகாத நாளே கிடையாது. மிகப்பெரிய அரசியல்வாதி, தொழிலதிபர், உங்களை பத்தி நீங்களே ஒரு 3 வரி சொல்லுங்க. நான் தீரன் மணியரசு. மக்கள் சேவை என் உயிர் மூச்சு. வாய்மை நேர்மை.
ஹலோ 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 ஒர்க் ஆகுது இல்லைங்க சார். ஹலோ, யார் இருக்கிறாங்க சார்? செமினார் ஹாலில் ரிசீவ் ஆகுதுங்களா சார்? ஹலோ, பிரியா மேடம், கீதா மேடம். சார் இந்த இதுலயே ஒய்ஃபைலயே கனெக்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. யாருக்கு ஒய்ஃபைல கனெக்ட் பண்ணீங்க? சரி, ஜென்செட் இருக்கனால ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஏன்னா திடீர்னு கரண்ட் போச்சுன்னா இது வந்து இல்லைங்க சார்.
Five more minutes for us to start the event. I kindly request all the audience to switch off or put your mobile phones in the silent, please. Your mobile phones in the silent mode, please.
Kind attention, students. Please make sure you put on your mobile phones on silent. I repeat, please put on your mobile phones on silent.
வச்சு பண்ணாரு. நம்ம சரோஜாக்கா ஸ்டெப் அண்ணி ஸ்டெப்னி நம்ம மனசே கலைக்கிறேன் கல்யாணம். நம்ம அண்ணன் யாருன்னா 15 வயசுல ஆட்டோ ஓட்ட ஆரம்பிச்சு 22 வயசுல ஆட்டோ சங்க தலைவர். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு அரசியல் கட்சியில சேர்ந்து ஒரு பஸ்ஸை எரிச்சு இந்த தீச்சட்டி வந்தாரு தீரன் மாதிரி எசுவானர். அதுக்கப்புறம் சொயின்னு வாழ்க்கையில நான் ஸ்டாப்பா வளர்ச்சுதான். கமிஷன் கட்ட பஞ்சாயத்து அந்த காசுல 4 இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜ் 2 மெடிக்கல் காலேஜ் உங்க பேர்ல உங்க ஃபேமிலி பேர்ல உங்க ஃபேமிலி பேர்ல சிட்டி முழுக்க மல்டிபிளெக்ஸ் அது இது எவ்வளவு அமௌண்ட் காசு. இப்போ லேட்டஸ்டா சைனா கொலாபரேஷன் குளோபல் பிராண்ட் ஒரு சாதாரண ஆட்டோ டிரைவரை வாழ்க்கை ஆரம்பிச்சு அது எப்படி எவ்வளவு பெரிய தொழில் அதிபரா ஒரு செகண்ட் எவ்வளவு அவமானங்கள் எவ்வளவு அசிங்கங்கள் எவ்வளவு காயங்கள் எவ்வளவு கலவரங்கள் எவ்வளவு களவாணித்தனங்கள் எவ்வளவு கற்பழிப்புகள். எதுக்கு நீங்க புது நகூர் மாதிரி ட்ரை பண்றீங்க? நான் உங்களுக்கு சப்போர்ட் ஞாபகம் கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு முன்னாடி உங்க ஆபீஸ் வாசல்ல சுற்றுப்புற சூழல் கெட்டு போகுதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு பசுமை மானுடங்கிற மாணவர் இயக்கம் வந்து போராட்டம் பண்ணாங்கல்ல. அவங்க போராட்டத்தை முறியடிக்கிறதுக்காக அதுல கலந்துகிட்ட மாணவர்களை துரத்தி அடிச்சிங்க ஞாபகம் பண்ணாரு. நான் என்ன கேள்வி கேட்க ஆரம்பிச்சேன். நானா கேள்வி கேட்பேன் எனக்கு அது சமயம் மேட்ச் வச்சிருக்கேன் டென்ஷனா உட்காருங்க அப்பல ஆக்ரோஷ் பண்ண கேளு
Kind attention students, please make sure your mobile phones are on silent mode. I repeat, make sure your mobile phones are on silent mode. Creativity is thinking up new things. Innovation is doing new things. On behalf of Shakti Institute of Information and Management Studies, we are delighted to welcome you all to our two-day international conference on G20 and Indian management practices.
Time spent in prayer is never wasted. Let's waste no time in invoking the Almighty. I kindly request Ms. Priyadarshini, second MBA, for the prayer song. Thank you.
பிடியதன் உருவுமை கொளமிகு கரியது வடி கொடு தனதடி வழிபடும் அவரிடர் கடி கணபதி வர அருளினன் மிக கொடை வடிவினர் பயில் வலி வலமுறை இறையே.
Thank you, Ms. Priyadarshini.
I kindly request the dignitaries for lighting of the Kutuvelakku.
படிச்சவங்க எல்லாம் இப்ப எப்படி இருக்காங்கன்னு யோசிச்சு பாரு, உனக்கே தெரியும். இது பாரு, காலேஜ்ல ப்ரப்போஸ் பண்ண போவே நான் முடியாதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டேன். இப்ப தெரியுமா ஆபீஸ் வரைக்கும் வர ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டேன். நான் தான் அப்பவே சொன்னேன்ல, நீங்க இருக்க எனக்கு தான் பிரச்சனை. நீ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கிளம்பு.
அப்போ என்னோட கூட படிச்சவன் இப்ப எப்படி இருக்கான்னு பார்த்துதான் என் வாழ்க்கையை நான் சொன்னேன். இறங்கி வரேன் ஓவரா சீன்
பூஜா, எனக்கு இதெல்லாம் டைம் இல்லை. இனி இவ உள்ள வந்தானா கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ண வேண்டியதா
பாரு. லாஸ்டா கேக்குறேன், நான் வேலைக்கு போகாது மட்டும்தான் பிரச்சனை சொல்லு. இதெல்லாம் நாளைக்கே வேலைக்கு போக.
Thank you, dignitaries.
Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Now I wish to welcome one such personality, Dr. S. Balusamy, Director, SIMS, to welcome the gathering.
குருவே துணை, குருவுக்கு வணக்கம், தாய் தந்தைக்கு நன்றி. குட் மார்னிங் டு ஒன் அண்ட் ஆல் present here. This is our fourth international conference on G20 and Indian management practices. A warm good morning to all present here. It's my pleasure to welcome you all for this two-day international conference on G20 and Indian management practices. Shakti Group, it's an conglomerative industry group. 80,000 members are there in our Shakti Group. So 50,000 employees and 28,000 students are studying at various group institutions. SIMS started in the year 2010. With till now, with the 23 rank holders, it's doing a fantastic work for shaping the young entrepreneurs and creating an world attractive leaders from a second tier rural part area. So coming to this part, and I wholeheartedly welcome our chief guest, Professor Pavan Kumar Singh, Director, Indian Institute of Tiruchirappalli, for inaugurating our 2 days international conference. I am Tiruchirappalli also started in the year 2011. It's an 11th Indian Institute of Management established by Government of India. Started with 84 students. Now they are almost nearing 600 jewels are there in Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli. And then myself and Dr. Sarimala Madam went there for a leadership conclave. We lively see how the leaders are molding with deep knowledge and sense of management education. So in this great occasion, on behalf of our Sakti Group and SIMS, we congratulate and greetings our today's chief guest, Dr. Pavan Kumar Singh. Congratulations, sir. In this occasion, I would like to thank our management for providing a great facility and led by our President, Dr. B.K. Krishnaraj Vanavarayar, and energetic Secretary Sri M. Balasubramaniam sir, and all our management members for providing facilities and amenities to give the great quality education to the entrepreneurs and managements. It's my privilege to welcome our principal. I think he will join Dr. R. Muthukumaran, Principal NGM, and Admin Manager Sri Raghunandan for our national level conference. I extend my warm welcome to conference session guest speaker through Dr. Tirthangal Patnaik, Chief Economist, National Stock Exchange, and chairpersons Dr. T. Jayakumar, Principal, Vidyasagar College of Arts and Science, and Dr. N. Bhagyalakshmi, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Commerce, NGM College, for this wonderful occasion. I am happy to welcome all our deans, HODs, and faculty members, and students and research scholars and participants from NGM College, Pollachi. My hearty welcome to all our professors, research scholars, and students, and all the participants from outside colleges and institutes. Last but not least, I welcome my own team, academic head, professors, and convener, co-convener, organizing secretary, and committee students, and admin team members of SIMS for this 2-day international conference on G20 and Indian management practices. So it's a great thought. We want to think in a whole nation in a single entity. That is the ideology. So this G20, India holds the presidency of G20 from 1st December 2022 to 30th November 2023. One Earth, One Family, One Future is the theme of G20's presidency. So when we are thinking about and global and overseas level, our standards also are changing. Our level of operations may be changing. So we may get an top-notch benefits with the help of all the linked countries. So this is the time we want to think about Indian management practices also changing in nature. So according to the change of a global scenario, the effort taken by Government of India, we can also align with the same goal. So that is the way we created the conference in the theme of G20 and Indian management practices. G20 has had a positive impact on the Indian economy. It has helped to increase foreign investment, promote trade liberalization, improve financial regulation, and address climate change. G20 created impact on global economy ways such as enhanced trade flows, diversification of supply chains, attraction of foreign direct investments, stimulating regional economies, promotion of sustainable development, and strategic implications. This scenario creates a big change in the Indian management practices to align with the international goal and the G20. Even our own institutions, NGM College, Pollachi, it's an 68 years old institution. SIMS is an 14 years old institution. Even our management thought also for either men or women, after completing their undergraduation and post-graduation, they are settling their families. They are settling in their families. So we want to create an ecosystem, how to create an sustainable entrepreneurs in this region. Moreover, create an academically sound and the leadership qualities, sound managers to the society. So even after completing their program, maybe few years, they may work for corporate companies. Again, they can come back and settle their families. Even their families, how they want to sustainable in nature for developing in culture in the family as well as the financial sustainability. So these types of conferences, especially G20, now everybody living in a global village, we can able to access any university in the world at any point of time. So these members, the tier 2 and tier 3, we may easily connected with all the Indian Institute of Managements and all IITs for the well-being and shaping the knowledge of young minds. So that is the ideology. So management vision also, how to create more number of entrepreneurs in their family itself, in the region itself, because our founder chairman, Dr. Archil Varaya, he created a great empire in the region, the south part of India and the south part of Tamil Nadu. Their vision is to create industries to provide great employment with the sustainability, with the culturally sound people. So that is the ideology. I think this is the right time to think about how these G20 countries are moving forward. Recently, we got another green signal. There is no need for visa to go for at least 20 countries. So this is the way many benefits we are getting through connecting with these G20 countries. So to discuss about this theme, what is the possibility, what is the progress in young students like management students and all our students fraternity and teaching fraternity to join with this G20 impact, and we can try to develop our families and develop our Indian economy. So that is the whole sole objective. So once again, in this great occasion, I wish to welcome all our members from SIMS and NGM family and students and faculty members from other institutions for thanks for contributing your valuable research papers in the form of discussion. I hope these 2 days and great milestone in the history of Sakti Institute of Information and Management Studies, like Jambavan from an Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli, he had a great experience, whole nation, even sometime beyond the country also. We can try to utilize, and he gave some proposals also from their side. And Sakti Group and Indian Institute of Management, we may connect together in the form of signing MOUs and doing some good things to the student society and our own entrepreneurs and sitting in Pollachi also. This is another future proposal also. And once again, I would like to welcome all of you for this great conference. Thank you, one and all. Have a good day, great day. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Logic will take you from A to B, whereas imagination will take you everywhere. Our journey marked by innovation has brought us to this moment. Join me in welcoming Dr. R. Sharmila as we embark on this exciting venture for the theme introduction.
Thank you, sir.
Respected Chief Guest, Professor Pavan Kumar Singh, Director, IIM Trichy, respected Director, Dr. S. Balusamy Sims, esteemed guests, respected participants, faculty members, and students, good morning to all. On behalf of SIMS, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2 days international conference on G20 and Indian management practices. So this gathering of brilliant minds and experts from various fields marks a significant moment in exploring the intricate connections between global economic policies, management practices, and the dynamic landscape of Indian capital markets. The G20 originated in 1999 in response to the Asian financial crisis of 1997-98, initially serving as an informal platform for finance ministers and central bank governors from both developed and developing economies. In 2008, following the global financial crisis, the G20 expanded to include the heads of state of member countries. The G20 has broadened its focus in recent years to include issues such as climate change and sustainable energy. Every year, a different G20 member state takes over the presidency and sets the agenda for the Leaders Summit. India's G20 presidency has marked significant milestone in its global leadership role. During the presidency, India focused on various issues like inclusive growth, digital innovation, climate resilience, and equitable global health access. By leveraging its presidency, India was fostering collaborative solutions not only for the benefit of its own population, but to the broader global well-being, reinforcing its spirit of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, or the world is one family. The 18th G20 summit was successfully conducted at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi, India on 9th and 10th September 2023. The theme of our conference is both pertinent and expansive. We aim to unravel the multifaceted relationship between the G20 and the diverse functional areas of management, particularly in the context of Indian business environment. As we dwell into the various functional areas of management, we find that G20 discussions touch upon crucial aspects that resonate with each discipline. In the realm of strategic management, G20 decisions often shape the global economic landscape, influencing the strategic choices made by businesses and governments alike. The policy recommendations and agreements reached at G20 meetings have a profound impact on international trade, investment, and business strategy. The field of human resource management is not exempt from the ripple effects of G20 decisions. Discussions on inclusive growth, social policies, and workforce development at the G20 level can significantly influence HR practices and organization culture in India and around the world. Financial management is another key area where the G20's impact is felt acutely. As we consider the theme of our conference, it is essential to recognize the intricate linkages between G20 decisions and functioning of Indian capital market. The policies discussed and agreed upon in these international forums shape financial regulations, impact investor confidence, and influence capital flows in and out of India. Over the next 2 days, we have the unique opportunity to dwell into these connections, exploring how the G20 decisions resonate across different functional areas. To deliberate on these topics, so we are honored to have distinguished personalities with us. So our chief guest, Professor Pavan Kumar Singh, so Director IIM, Trichy, brings a wealth of expertise to our discussions. Now, Dr. Tritankar Patnaik, Chief Economist at NSE Mumbai, will serve as the resource person for the technical session on G20 and Indian capital markets. Dr. R. Nagarajan, Professor, Department of Economics at PSG College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore, will chair the technical session on G20 and Indian management practice. Additionally, Dr. Catherine Han, Faculty of Griffith Business School, will provide closing remarks on G20 in the valedictory session. We eagerly anticipate all your valuable insights and collective contributions to deepen our understanding of the intricate relationship between the economic governance and Indian management practices. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity of introducing the theme. Thank you again.
Thank you, ma'am. We kindly request Ms. Soundarya, second MBA, to introduce the guest of the day.
A very warm good morning to all the dignitaries, our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Pavan Kumar Singh, our beloved director, Dr. S. Balusamy, academic head, Dr. R. Thyagu, all the faculty members and participants from various colleges, and my dear friends. Dr. Pavan Kumar Singh is Director of Indian Institute of Management, Trichy. He has served as Director of Management, Development Institute, Gurgaon, and Director in charge of Indian Institute of Management, Indore. In the role of mentoring of Indian Institute of Management, Sambalpur, he served as the first chairperson of the academic committee and as a nodal officer of IIM Sambalpur. Dr. Singh is in academics for more than 3 decades including being Professor of Organizational Behavior and Human Resource Management at Indian Institute of Management, Indore, for about 15 years. And he had earlier served as faculty at National Institute of Industrial Engineering, Mumbai, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi, Kanpur University, and Vikram University at Ujjain. Prior to joining academics, he worked for Bank of India as Industrial Relations Officer, having served at Jamshedpur and Ranchi. He has guided research, provided consultancy, and trained about 20,000 personnel of all levels from almost all professions. He has served published research articles and has presented academic papers in more than 75 national and international seminars. Dr. Singh has published books on managing interpersonal conflict, management sutras from Sanskrit scriptures, poetic Hindi translation of Tirukural, Jeevan Prabandhan Ki Shairi, Jeevan Vikas Ki Shairi, and a booklet on human resource management for technical personnel. He has been member of high-profile committees of the government and various institutions. His talks and interviews have been broadcasted on national channels of television and radios. As hobbies, Dr. Singh enjoys traveling, music, cricket, poetry, astronomy, and reading quotations. His one of the favorite quotes is, "We are always preparing to live, but never ending." We feel extremely humbled and honored by your presence, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Soundarya.
A moment to appreciate, a moment to honor. I request Dr. S. Baluswamy, sir, to honor the chief guest.
Where is sitting Matangi? You're sitting there. Thank you, because your name is here. I thought I should remember my students also. And dear Soundarya, thank you. Thank you for introducing me. Respected all faculty colleagues of this institution, Shakti Institution, and all invited guests, dignitaries, research scholars, and dear, very lovely students of Shakti Institution. I'm really thrilled to be here. And before I proceed further, I would like to pay my heartiest request and reverence for Padma Bhushan founder chairman here, Dr. N. Mahalingamji. My sincere respect to him. And I would also like to pay my greatest respect to one of the pioneers, those who built the concept of management throughout the world, Dr. C.K. Prahladji, who was celebrated professor at Michigan and gave his theory bottom of the pyramid. And honoring him, we have named this hall as C.K. Prahlad Hall. And when we stand here, I stand here, or one of you stand here, or we all share the knowledge, we must pay respect to all those who have created knowledge. I will talk about G20 and Indian management practices. Don't worry for that. But dear students, I will not lose this opportunity talking something under the umbrella of this topic, which may be directly useful for you. Otherwise, I can share some secondary data and comparison of various countries, comparison of North American, Latin American countries, and European Union, and let us say other developing countries like Indonesia on one side, India on one side, Turkey on another side, Argentina on another side. These create, or South Africa, they are coming to the level of average. But there are many who have crossed the average. Average means average of the performance on various parameters of decided by G20. I'll talk all these, but I'll never lose that sight that my talk should be useful directly for those who are sitting, and especially our students in this room. So, don't try to learn from anything from me. I'm still a learner, I'm a struggler. But I wanted to remember these two great persons before I start my speech. There is a reason, and you should try to understand what I'm saying. In Mahabharata, that is the greatest epic of the world, no book on the earth is as voluminous as Mahabharata. 1,300,000 shlokas. And one sutra of Mahabharata says that we must be able to pay 5 debts with which we are born. I will talk a bit differently. Mahabharata is not giving that indication directly, but what is useful for management students, I'll say you. You study in MBA how to motivate others. How to motivate self generally is not part of the formal program of MBA. Sometimes we do workshop for senior managers, how to motivate yourself as a leader of organization. That is a different issue. But MBA students, they are not taught formally, or if professor has wider insight, then he or she may cover for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Otherwise, formally, it is not demanded. Am I right, ma'am? MBA syllabi does not say self-motivation. It only says motivating others, your team. How an individual who is self-demotivated can be able to motivate others? We should learn first how to motivate self. And paying respect to great persons before you start. Because Newton, when he was congratulated, you have done wonderful things in physics. He said, no, I'm simply standing on the tall shoulders of contributors who have given the theory of physics before me. I'm only standing on the shoulder. What happens when a child of 3 years, 4 years old, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years old child, father generally takes him or her on the shoulder. And sometimes child starts standing on 2 shoulders of father and says, Papa, I am taller than you. And Papa also enjoys it. And Papa saying that, yes, beta, you're taller than me, is not a not speaking a lie. Because Wordsworth also said in 1905, child is the father of the man. This is a gender neutral statement. Don't, my dear daughter folks, don't get disheartened by this. Child is the father of the man. It means child is the mother of the woman also. And child means any child, boy child or girl child, is father of the man means that child is in the form of evolving, and one day he or she also will become either father or mother. So child claims, I am taller than you, my papa, and papa says, yes, beta, you are taller than me. All these things happen. Similarly, when we speak here, there are so many contributors. When I'm speaking to you, or one of our friends, professor, speaks in the classroom, so much of knowledge created by others we take into account, and some of the thoughts we create ourselves we also take into account. We try to deliver something original possibly, but in this 21st century, it is difficult to claim anything that you think is original. So Mahabharata says, get charged with self-motivation. Nobody can demotivate you unless you give permission to get demotivated. Don't be liberal giving anybody permission to demotivate you. And Mahabharata says 5 rinas. Rina means debt. D-E-B-T. English term is there, debt. D-E-B-T. Rina. Rina means I owe money to others. Suppose I say to my friend, hey, I'm in need of money, I don't have. Give me 5,000 rupees. I'll give you after 1 month. So he gives me 1,000 rupees. And I pay in 1 month. So before paying and after him giving, that amount is rina, debt. I owe money to him. Similarly, the moment you are born, you owe 5 duties towards others, and these 5 duties should not allow you to sleep. I don't say don't sleep. My dear students, at your age, please sleep for 6 hours. At my age, I need sleep of 7 hours now. I've crossed 55. But once, let us say, if God desires, once I will cross 65 or something like that, again, my sleep will come down. I may get satisfied with 6 hours. But for your age, 6 hours sleep is needed. But when I say that don't sleep means, please sleep physically for 6 hours. But when you are in awakened state, always look forward, be aware, be agile, be energetic that you owe 5 debts and you have to pay back. One is called Pitrirana. Pitrirana means your forefathers have contributed in your existence. Your father and mother. Anyone who helped you in getting birth, getting nurtured, or even an uncle in neighborhood who had suggested you at right time that you should do MBA, and that fructified in getting admission in Shakti Institute, he or she also is like your mother or father. Please remember, please find mothers everywhere. Your aunt is your mother. Anybody who has given some nurture. Your uncle is your father. Your friend's father in neighborhood who gave you one sentence of advice at right time in life. You owe something to him. He is also like a father figure. Pitrana, pay back the debt towards elders. This is one. Pancharana, Pitrana, second debt. Rishi Rina, Rishi. Rishi, moment we say Rishi, you will remember Yagyavalkya and Bharadwaj and Atri and Vishwamitra and Agastya Muni who came from northern side to southern side. But they are not only Rishis. Newton is also Rishi because he created knowledge. In chemistry, Lavoisier was also Rishi. He created knowledge. In chemistry, Mendeleev was also Rishi. He created knowledge. In statistics, Carl Pearson was also Rishi because he created Carl Pearson correlation method. Rishi. Rishi word comes from Pashya Dhatu of Sanskrit word, and Rishi means one who can see. One who can see. When you have ordinary sight, you can't see anything properly. But those who have penetrating sight, their eyes are not like cameras. Their eyes are like X-ray. My dear students, today I give you a challenge. You have a good camera eye. You can see 6 by 6. Ophthalmologist will say you have a good eyesight. But a teacher and a well-wisher like me, you would say, only because you have 6 by 6 eyesight, you have good eyesight. I will not approve that unless you have X-ray eyesight. Shift from camera eyesight to X-ray eyesight. X-ray penetrates into the flesh and takes the photograph of bones. But you should be able to penetrate. If you open the window of any room here and there, see outside, and then you find that these something are good here in the scenario, but something can be improved. All these are X-ray eyesight. By looking at certain phenomenon in the market or by entering into a typical mall, if you find that if the passage would have designed in this way, it would have been better. Don't do anything in excess. Every time trying to find a problem, don't do that. Sometimes live life coolly. That also is needed. Sometimes don't bother for anything. Sometimes talk about films with your friends. But your eye should have insight and foresight. Eye should have two characteristics. Of course, first characteristic is that maintain the physical health of your eyes. Don't see mobile for longer hours, switching off your light after 11 o'clock in the night. Keep watching mobile. Please don't do that. Please be a good friend of your eye. Please don't be an enemy of your eyes. Okay? So maintain physical health of eyes. But two things I'm saying, develop insight and develop foresight. Insight is going deeper into something, and foresight means seeing beyond something. Insight means you have a microscope in your hand. Foresight means you have a telescope in your hand. Be equipped with microscope and telescope. When you have microscope, you will be analytical. When you have telescope, you will be integrating in nature. And unless you have both skills, analytical skill and integrating skill, you will not be a complete MBA. Can you see the microcosm of a thing, the micro part of a thing, the minuscule part of the thing? And can you see the thing in totality? That is important. So one is Pitriran, one is Rishiran, one is Devaran, paying back to the nature and paying back to the all energy forces of the nature. And one is Nriran, that is paying back debt to all the people around you because so many people helped you to grow. And one is Bhotaran, means apart from human being also, there are many creatures which have helped you to grow. For example, cow has helped you to grow. You take some time milk and milk has nurtured you. Cow has given milk or buffalo has given milk. Feel gratitude. If you can't do anything for cow or for buffalo, at least feel grateful and gratitude for them. So, Pancharana. And if you take let us say, a promise to yourself that I will keep paying back all these 5 rinas throughout my life, you don't have time to get demotivated. Where you have time? Because it takes time to pay back all 5 debts. Whole life investment is needed to pay back all these 5 debts. This is the source of self-motivation. It's just by chance, not connected with anything about G20. But I thought I should share with them because self-motivation is the beginning point. First, you motivate yourself. Once you will, you see, sometimes we say cough and cold. Running nose, all these things. These are contagious. You should not go close to other friend if you are suffering with some kind of cold, or just put some handkerchief here. Maintain some distance from your friends. Otherwise, cough and cold is called contagious. Similarly, motivation is contagious. You be with a demotivated person for longer time, you will get demotivated. And you be with self-motivated and energetic person and positive-minded person for longer time, you will become positive-minded. It is contagious. So choose your companionship appropriately. Those who are their own enemies, they will make yourself your own enemy. So be charged with energy, self-motivation. Then only the society or the nation can expect something of you extraordinary. Otherwise, what? You're not born only to struggle to get admission into MBA, then struggle to get a job, struggle to get a promotion, struggle to get a good car and good house and good pay pack. They're fine, they're needed. If you don't achieve them, there is something, let us say, improvement needed in you. But only this is not the meaning of life. The life should be understood. There is difference between living and life. A standard of living is different than a standard of life. A standard of living is a quantitative, let us say, aspect. But a standard of life is qualitative aspect. You should not only chase in your life a standard of living, but also a standard of life. There are two friends. One is relatively richer, one is relatively lesser rich. But the person who is, this is example, and a person who is lesser rich, he has good thoughts about life. He helps other people. He thinks for betterment of society. He cares for family. And one who is relatively more rich, he is very arrogant, say, does not care for anyone, only wants to multiply his resources and bank balance. In this case, a person who is relatively lesser rich has high quality of life, and person who has relatively more wealth or money is having poorer quality of life. I would like you to find an equilibrium where your standard of living and standard of life both should be high. Don't be relatively less richer man tomorrow, but only richness is not to be chased. What is to be chased is the purpose of life. Come to this topic. G20 and Indian management practices is the topic. And I am speaking in inaugural session. So it is my responsibility to cover in totality, total canvas of this 2 days conference, for which I again congratulate you for getting such a wonderful series of speakers. Except me, you have chosen all good speakers, sir. Okay, I can't say all speakers are good because I am there. No, except me, all speakers are good. But anyway, dear, especially research scholars and students, G20 concept, you know, a group of 20 countries. Tomorrow it may become 21, 22, 23. There are 20 countries. Presidency keeps rotating. Earlier, Indonesia was president. Then this year, India had been president. It has been now passed on to Brazil or South Africa. One of these two. I'm just missing that. So it has been passed on now formally. But G20, where 20 countries, their head of countries and other heads of other, let us say, portfolio of ministry, they meet. And in each of G20 meet, there are certain countries who are as invitee also join, who are not part of G20 formally, but they are invited. So 20 countries plus some other invitee countries, they met in Delhi. And just as a matter of a memoir, 2 months before the G20 summit in Delhi, this Bharat Mandapam was to be tested that whether it is a good venue for conference or not. And the second year of completion of national education policy, that conference was organized at Bharat Mandapam without formal inauguration of Bharat Mandapam. So that conference I had attended because all the IITs, IIMs, central universities, state universities, many private universities, vice chancellors, they had attended that conference. I think it was somewhere in July month this year, Bharat Mandapam, a conference was there. Honorable Prime Minister had come and he had said that we thought that academicians should occupy first this, and it is good omen for this building that academicians are having conference here, and then yet formal inauguration to be done. And then it was done sometime, I think in August or so. and later on in September, I think. Yes, in September, there was G20 summit. So wonderful mandapam that is in Pragati Maidan. Sometime when you go to Delhi, you should visit all these places. And this in G20 summit, there can be 1 hour plus 1 hour plus 1 hour, 20 talks on G20, because G20 is a bigger canvas. So I have to define the scope of my discussion with you. Because G20 can be discussed from the angle of trade, from the angle of economics, from the angle of human development, from the angle of technology, from the angle of, let us say, from the angle of all the 17 targets of SDG 30. Strategic development goal 30, there are 17 targets, Dear students, you should know what is SDG 30. SDG 30 means strategic developmental goal to be achieved by 2030, on which around more than 150 countries had agreement that by 2030 will achieve these SDG goals. And how many goals are there? 17. You should know all this. G20, because everywhere there's a digit. G20, 20 countries, formal, some invitee. SDG 30, it is 2030. How many goals? 17. Out of those 17, and SDG 17, actually, this G20 is also chasing. But a single talk on all 17 has no purpose, because they are very vast subject. Here I will focus only on SDG 4. Because we are in academic institution, it will be directly useful for our academicians also and for students also. SDG 4 is about a strategic development goal of quality education. It is about education. So SDG, that is a goal. SDG 4 numbering is that for education, how whole world should achieve that. And SDG 4 is not about education in India or in Tamil Nadu or in district of, let us say, Coimbatore. SDG 4 is about world level education, where everyone from world have gathered together and have expressed concern for all the corners and all the geography of the world. World vision. That's why G20, please pronounce loudly if you, one of you. What was the typical slogan of G20? Any student? Jor se boliye. Please speak loudly. What was the slogan of G20? Two slogans were there. One, I will give you a hint. One was in English, one was in Sanskrit. What were they? Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And second was one earth, one family, one future. Yes, very good, very good. You see, sometime as a person born in India, I praise for India. Not because accidentally I am born in India. My birth as human being is accidental. I could have been a goat. Nobody knows. My birth in India is accidental. I could have been born in Mexico. My birth as male is accidental. I could have been in a daughter form, female. My birth on a particular date is accidental. I could have been born 10 years after, or 10 years before, or 100 years after, or 100 years before. Who knows? So please, first of all, dear students, don't forget what I'm saying you now. Please enjoy your being. I am alive, I am breathing. That is a matter of celebration. Don't search for any reason. Don't postpone your delightfulness. That is number one. Then, Indian vision, which is a world vision. India is custodian of universal vision. And India produced the best of the literature of the world. Still today, that is the best. Say the set of Upanishads. Best of the literatures India produced when large part of the humanity on the earth were searching for the first ray of civilization. Is it not interesting? We are lucky that we are born in India. So only India could say one earth, one family, and one future. And other slogan which corroborates that is from Mahopanishad. There are 194 Upanishads available to my knowledge with translation either in English or Hindi, because these two languages I'm more comfortable with. But whenever I read original. When I was translating Tirukkural, from Tirukkural, myself and my father jointly translated Tirukkural in poetic form of Hindi. But without knowing Tamil, it was very difficult. And a little bit of Tamil will not help. So we dropped the idea of knowing Tamil first fully, then translating. We took our Tamil friends. I took 8 English translations of Tirukkural. And after reading 8, if the same meaning is getting reflected, it means my understanding is correct. And if 1%, 2% confusion is there, even after 8, sameness is not there, some confusion is there, then my Tamil knowing friends are there. I'll ask them, why I think this is that, this is it. Where is the reconciliation? We did that. So I'll be happy if you will say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which was G20 slogan. Where is the source of this slogan? Kahan se aaya? Which book? I have told you already. Mahopanishad. 194 Upanishads are available with either English or Hindi meaning. And one Upanishad is called Mahopanishad. From there it has come. But this is only a small tail part of a sutra. And if you know the meaning of this sutra, you will be more delighted. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is a last part of a sutra. No, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Vasudha means earth, Eva means itself. This is Sanskrit. Vasudha Eva Kutumbakam. Vasudha means earth. Eva means, yes, it is. This itself, earth itself is Kutumbakam. Kutumbakam means family. This earth itself is one family. We have done many divisions. This is not the right place to talk, but I have given such talks. What is common factor among Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Zoroastrianism, Jainism, Buddhism, and let us say Shintoism and Taoism? What is that central point? What is that common thing that is spirituality, true spirituality? Because rituals may be different, but the true sense of any religion has to be only one, because God is one. Eko sat vipra bahudha vadanti. The truth is one. Many people speak in different languages. So I'll tell you which is the sutra where Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is there, which came to G20. It is called, sutra is like this: Ayang nijah paro veti ganana laghu chetasam. Ayang nijah paro veti ganana laghu chetasam. Udar charitanantum Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is the full sutra. What it says, Ayang Nijah. This is mine. This is yours. Mine, yours, I, you, mine, thou. This, that. Such kind of calculations are done by people of narrow mind. Ayang Nijah, Paroveti, Ganana, Laghu Chetasam. Laghu means small. There are 2 types of people in this world. Just on lighter way, 2 types of people in this world. One type of people, their heart is like this. Very difficult to enter, very narrow-minded. They will keep evaluating you 100 times before telling their name to you. If you ask their name, sir, what is your name? Madam, what is your name? So much calculation going on. What calculation? I have asked your name. Tell me your name. Some persons are like this. Difficult to enter their heart. And the flower, I'm equating with heart, is not yet blossomed. But some other persons are like this. Open. Heart is open. You go there, they meet. Their arms are like open. They embrace you. They welcome you. They take into fold. So, what was the first task I had given to you, students? Self-motivation. And second task I am giving you, move from this to that. Huh? You are like a bud. and you have petals. Allow the petal to blossom. Be a flower totally blossomed, not half blossomed, totally blossomed. That is the meaning of how you can say. If I ask you, oh, G20, what was its motto? Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. You say, sir, whole earth is one family. But then I'll ask you, how as an individual you will prepare yourself to have conviction and getting convinced with this statement that whole world is one family? How? So for that you have to know the whole sutra, and sutra gives the answer. It says, Ayanganijah paroveti ganana laguchetasam. This is mine, this is yours, this is I, this is me, this is you, this is thine. These kinds of calculations only narrow-minded persons do. Udara charitanantum. Those who have great heart and persons with compassion, those who see the self in others and others in self. Udara charitanantum vasudhaiva kutumbakam. So what does it mean? To get established G20 slogan deeply enrooted in the world, first of all, you have to start your journey with yourself, that I have to become a person with more greater heart, more compassion, more kindness, more helpfulness. It does not mean that I'm saying you become a goody person, because tomorrow a circumstance may arise where you have to take a tough decision. You should also be able to take tough decision if it is needed. But otherwise, you be a person who is approachable, who is kind, who considers others' views, all these things. Now, very interestingly, this G20, when it is addressing issues, and especially when it is addressing this educational issue, there are three enablers. I'll just give you a formula. 3 plus 4 plus 1, that's all. Or 3, 4, 1. If you have to understand, you see, I always emphasize, because I am keen for that, for whatever issue, what you study, please develop clear understanding. When you know something, know it well. If you do not know, don't know it. We can't know everything. We can't know everything. But whatever you know, you should know. 3, 4, 1. What is 3? 3 enabler. 4 ways to achieve that. And what is 1? 1 is the goal. That is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The goal already we have described. 3, 4, 1. There are 3 enablers. What are they? Anybody knows that? No, because it is still getting debated, and it is in the, let us say, available in certain molten state. One enabler is that power of digitization. You be in any field, finance or marketing or HR. I belong to HR area. Now, there are many engineering, but 3 are classical, known, civil, mechanical, electrical. There are many types of management now, but 4 are more classical. No? Operations of production one side, finance accounting second, marketing sales third, and human resource management organizational behavior fourth. But there are many others also, but these 4 are classical. So imagine any sector of economy, any sector, agriculture, there are three sectors: primary, industry, secondary, and tertiary. Imagine any branches of management. Imagine any engineering. Imagine medicine. There are many types of medicine, medical knowledge of medicine. As many parts of the body, so many types of doctors. And I was discussing with one doctor of bone specialist, and he said that we have different specialist doctors for right toe and different for left toe, because if I develop efficiency in setting the right toe better, I can be world level doctor of right toe only. Rather, because these 2 different toes have 2 different angles. So now toe based also doctors are there. I don't know, in future there will be left eye specialist and right eye specialist. Though it may not happen, I'm exaggerating, but I'm just giving you a hint. That is the level of specialization. Imagine anything, anywhere. Age of digitization has come. So please help yourself and be a digitization process friendly human being if you want to be a good material for society tomorrow. Be friendly to any process of digitization. Second enabler is developing in a way that will lead to sustainability. And remember this color, green. Green economy with sustainability is the second enabler. Take any field of activity. Your MBA education must orient your mind towards sustainability, towards green economy. Why it is so? I belong to your upper generation. I think my age may be 2 or 3 years on average more than average year of fathers of all the students sitting here. I am 3 or 4 years older than average age of your fathers, students' fathers. So I belong to your upper generation. I'm sorry to say, something which has been given to me, I should hand over to other person in good shape, no? But I'm sorry to say, our generation is not being able to offer things in very good shape to your generation. I'm sorry. I failed. We failed. And we can't wait more. We have to save this earth. We have to save soil. We have to save water. We have to save air. Air pollution is taking its toll. Water pollution. Industrial pollution. Carbon footprint. The sky is becoming contaminated. Please. The moment average temperature of the earth will rise, if by 2 degrees, about 20% of the population will be destroyed only by flooded water or by ocean. That's why you'll find country like either Sri Lanka or there is a country called Maldives, closer to here. Now, Maldives is a country which is a lowland country. Or Netherlands countries, 1/3 area is lower than the sea level, and they are stopping water by investing so much of energy. That's why it is called lowland country. These countries are more worried. That's why, listen, that Maldives is saying, hey, don't allow, have the policy. Oh, big countries have the policy that temperature of earth should not increase by more than 0.5 degree. Why? They are lowland. Moment little increase, they are going to be smashed for all time to come. That's why everything has to be sustainable, green. Don't make merriment by optimizing or maximizing for the present. See the future. And if for the future, present is to be sacrificed, but there will be a question. Suppose there is a model. Maximize economic gain and minimize the future concerns. That can be possible, no? Just enjoy yourself so much. Because many times we go to a place, event management, go to a place, enjoy everything, smash the ground, make the place dirty, throw plastics, come back. Tomorrow morning, I ask you, how was your evening? Oh, wonderful, one of the best of my life. But you have met so much dirty footprints there. You should be careful now. So your generation has a great responsibility. And our generation also, still we are alive, and for some more years we'll be there. So first was digitization, and second is green economy plus sustainability. And third enabler for future course of action by G20 is that, very happy to say, women-led development. Women-led development. But why men have been left? Boys may complain, sir, humko kahe chhod diya? Why you have left me? Actually, when we say women, we see women in the role of mother. And when women is developed, whole family gets impacted. You might have seen, I also belong to a village. when the male, the boy studied, he became no civil servant or professor or scientist, and whole family is like that only. No impact on the family. But when a woman, a daughter folk develops, there is impact. As a mother, she influences the entire generation, or as a sister, or as a wife, whole family. Women, so three enablers are there. One is digitization. And why I'm saying you, please always search what is there for me. Dear students, please always keep searching what is there for me to learn. I'm not here to only talk big that in G20 leaders talk about this. What is your use? Digitization. Second is sustainability and green economy. And third is women-led development. These three basic are enablers. And they're aiming through four courses of action. First course of action is, what I said, 3-4-1 formula. So 3 are enablers. 4 things that is basically to be addressed are, number 1, literacy and numeracy. Among all G20 countries, India is second last on the aspect of literacy and numeracy. Very uncomfortable, no? And last was only South Africa. Other Nigeria is also very low scoring on this, but Nigeria was invited country in G20, not part of G20. So got the idea. India is the second last out of 20 on index of literacy and numeracy. We have to go a long way. That's why we have to invest. And if you see Tirukkural, don't forget Tirukkural. What Thiruvalluvarji said 2050 years back. This is being told now in G20 that whole world needs literacy and numeracy. And if you see 392nd Kural of Tirukkural, Thiruvalluvarji says, my 2 eyes are literacy and numeracy. You see, my pronunciation of Tamil is very funny, so I'm not doing that, though I remember that Quran. But it says, like I have 2 eyes, similarly, my 2 eyes are, one is literacy and one is numeracy. 392, 392nd Qural of Tirukkural out of 1130 Qurans. Now, I will tell you, for 1 or 2 minutes, suspend G20. I will tell you, my dear students, as you walk comfortably on 2 feet, we need 2 feet intact to walk properly. Your 2 feet are your language ability and your numerical ability. 10 years back, during placement, industries were not taking any written examination or were not testing your technical skill. Technical skill does not mean you need to be engineer, but let us say quantitative or numerical skills. But now many of the prospective employers, they're testing your quantitative orientation. They don't expect you to be a mathematician, but they test your quantitative orientation when 70 or 80% of your MBA program is over. Why? Because numeracy is gaining its importance. The age of big data is coming. Based on big data only, unless this is done, or a common pattern is seen, then it is basically through AI we inject into a machine and we program particularly a particular, let us say, design or a algorithm. And that's why I will not emphasize too much on that. As you walk properly on 2 legs, please know your language well and know your numerical ability well. And sir, with your permission, I have 7 language formula. This is not part of G20 discussion. I could have skipped that, but this is my view. You should know 7 languages. Number 1, and you should know well, your mother tongue. Whatever is your mother tongue. Tamil or Telugu or Kannadiga or Konkani or Hindi or Punjabi or Sindhi. 7 formula, 7 language formula for you. Mother tongue, number 1. Number 2, you should know Hindi. Why Hindi? Because Hindi has a vast geography of India. actually speaks Hindi. So when you know Hindi, your scope for getting joyful employment anywhere, it increases. Number 3, know any other Indian language other than mother tongue and Hindi. So if you are born in Tamil Nadu, your mother tongue is Tamil, know Telugu also. Or know Punjabi, if you like. You can know better what Guru Nanak Dev had said, but better you will. So 3 languages, mother tongue, Hindi, and 1 language from India other than mother tongue and Hindi. 3. Number 4, know English. You should know English in such a way that if you speak English person also should feel shy. Arey baapre, this person knows better English than me. Even English man, even if you speak English in England, English person, average English person should feel, my God, his or her English is more richer than mine. No English. So how many? 4, no? Number 5th, know any other foreign language other than English. That will give you additional strength. Maybe Spanish, maybe French, maybe Japanese, maybe German, possibly. So it is 5. The 6th is, being Indian, try to know a bit of Sanskrit literature. Otherwise, you will only keep saying Veda, Purana, and Upanishad and Smritis, but a little bit idea of Sanskrit. This 6th. And 7th, know the language of love. When you speak, you should spread love. You should not spread hatred. 7 language formula. What G20 is saying? Literacy and numeracy. What Thiruvalluvarji is saying? Like my 2 eyes, language and mathematics. Be careful. This is being said for last 2000 years back. What G20 will say today is saying today. Thiruvalluvarji could see that day only, that what is needed for humanity. So out of 4, this is the first, let us say, thing to be done. Second thing to be done is that tech-based education. Tech-based education. And I will just humbly request to academic captains sitting here in this room, especially to Honorable Director and faculty and deans, let your institution experiment with this. 1 wing dealing with face-to-face, full-time MBA, face-to-face. But certain component of, let us say, tech-based education can be there. And nowadays it is more, let us say, economical also. Once in a month or once in 2 months, you can invite any, let us say, very celebrated kind of knowledgeable person through online, at least if they cannot come to Polachi. Those who can come, and you invite them. Those who will say, sir, it takes 3 days to reach here, so I will not come. So anyway, no problem. Online is there. So that tech-based education, that is the second one. The third one that we have to address through G20 is lifelong learning for continuous skill development. I'll wind up within 5 minutes, sir, because I'm crossing my time. So I'm saying the third one. Third one is, as per G20 and what we need to do, because this topic is this, and I'm discussing on that, G20 and Indian management practices, lifelong learning for continuous skill development. Lifelong learning. What is it? At the age of 18, you thought to become MBA student. At the age of 20, 21, you appeared in the examination. At the age of 21, 22, you got admission, let us say in MBA. You needed certain skills or not? Please say yes or no. You needed certain skills or not to be able to sit in this room today as a student? You needed. But know this formula. What brought you here will not take you there. The skill to crack entrance examination for MBA, same set of skills will not help you to get the job. You need to know management. So you enter as a junior manager. Let us say if you do job, if not entrepreneur, you become. But the skill set that is needed to become good entry-level manager, same skill set will not help you to become good middle management level personnel. What makes you celebrated middle managers will not make the same set of skills will not help you to become effective senior managers, senior leaders. And the same set of skills needed to become senior managers will not help you to become effective top managers, top leaders. With permission of sir, I will say that's why I have 33 years of academic career, wonderful HODs or deans. Once elevated to the position of vice chancellor, they failed. Because to be a dean, certain thing is needed, and they had, or he had, or she had, wonderful dean, celebrated, respected. Moment became vice chancellor, it started missing the bus. Why? What is needed to become a good dean, the same set will not help to become a good vice chancellor. I have to learn. I have to imbibe. That's why UGC also has created now training program for vice chancellors and senior deans. And I'm with your well wishes, I'm also one of the identified resource persons to train vice chancellors of the countries to become leaders. So what I'm saying, my dear students, you are not the only students in this room sitting. The first student in this room, with your permission and all humbleness, is this man who is standing before you. I am the first student of this assembly, of this hall. Unless you keep bubbling with energy as a student, I have to learn, you can't grow. And G20 summit also identified this and emphasized on lifelong learning. That's why it is said. Jesus had said. Bible also indicates. Jesus said that unless you remain like a child, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. But it did not say child will enter the kingdom of God. Jesus did not say child will enter. Jesus said a grown-up adult, if he or she is like a child, will enter. Why? Because child has potential to get corrupted. The one who has potential to get corrupted will not enter the kingdom of God. But you are now grown up, and still you kept your childlike innocence intact. That inner purity you kept intact. You are eligible for entering the kingdom of God. That is the wonderful statement in Holy Bible. So lifelong learning. Just for your experience, for your understanding, I have left that activity now, but for around 10 years, I was continuously training the defense officers. Once they will be promoted from, let us say, lieutenant to major to lieutenant to brigadier, and brigadier to major general. Defense forces know that. Every time they give promotion, they give training. What training? Two types of training. Artillery training, how to fight a war. And secondly, leadership training. Artillery, I don't know, so they would never invite me. But leadership, some idea I have. I'm a student of leadership. So, continuous learning. And fourth one is research innovation. So, the formula I was saying, it is basically 3, 4, 1. What was 3? 3 enablers. What were 3 enablers? Digitization, women-led development, and sustainable and green economy. What are 4 different approaches? These 4 approaches are: number 1, that is literacy and numeracy. Second one was technology-led education and development. The third one was lifelong learning. And fourth one is research and innovation and development in technology. And in this research, I will say management is social science. So you must know your social science research methodology well. Those scholars who are attending here to present papers, please do a good study and understanding of research methodology, not only quantitative side, but also qualitative research methods. And this technology transfer, through that achieving the maximization of world welfare, is also one of the aspects G20 discussed. So with 3 enablers and basically 4 forces, we have to achieve that final goal And final goal can be nothing better than a goal of happy world, that is one earth and one family and one future. So please keep on nurturing and developing yourself in the spirit of G20. That is my humble message to you. Thank you very much. I've exceeded my time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your energetic words, sir. Thank you. It's time to recognize our chairperson. I would like to invite Chairperson of Technical Session 2, Dr. N. Bhagilashmi, Associate Professor and Head of the Department, Commerce, NGM College. I request the dignitaries like Chief Guest and our Director to honor.
I would also like to invite Chairperson of Technical Session 4, Dr. P. Anita, Associate Professor and Head, PG Department of Commerce and Computer Application, NGM Pollachi. Thank you, dignitaries. It's time to recognize the visual innovators of SIMS 2023. From the academic year 2023, these people have rendered enormous contribution in video creation and voiceover for multiple resource persons, which has been appreciated by many.
I request the dignitaries to present the memento to my senior friends, Mr. A. Afridin, for video creation. Ms. A. Priyadarshini for voiceover. Thank you, dignitaries.
Gratitude sweetens even the smallest moments. I hereby request Dr. R. Balaji Vignesh, Associate Professor, SIMS, to deliver the expression of gratitude.
Good afternoon to all. It's indeed a great privilege and honor to have this opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks on this special occasion. On behalf of SIMS, I would like to extend my sincere and wholehearted gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Professor Pavan Kumar Singh, Director, Indian Institute of Management, Trichy, for having accepted our invitation and spent his valuable time with us. Thank you, sir. And this is the usual way of saying vote of thanks, but I want to be a little bit diverted from the usual way of thanking. Professor, let me tell you, whatever I said, it's from the prepared text. But now what I'm going to say is going to be right from my heart. The next 10 to 15 seconds. First thing, as a resource person, you made each and every one of us sitting here very comfortable to listen to your speech. And that's the art of public speaking. Instead of directly starting what is G20 is all about, you started exploding with energy and motivation. And after listening to your exploding speech, now I am a bit confused to quote as a dynamic personality or a dynamite personality. Such a wonderful delivery, Professor. And you rightly said we are all fortunate to be born in India That is 100% true. And equally, today we are all fortunate to have a speaker like you. And you said there are 7 languages. And I don't know how good you are in all the 6 languages, but the 7th language of love, you are too good and extraordinary. There is no doubt about it. And you said you are the first student in this entire crowd. And according to me, you are not only the first student, you are best student among this crowd. Now, on behalf of SIMS, I would like to extend once again our sincere thanks to you, Professor, for making this inaugural function a great one. And now I would also like to thank our special invitees, heads of various departments from NGM College, faculty members, and participants from various institutions for contributing papers and made it possible to attend this seminar conference. I also like to thank our team, Dr. S. Balusamy, Director, Professor, Head Academics, and faculty members. And last, an event of this magnitude, this cannot happen overnight. And we were all rolling the wheel for the past 2 months in order to make every arrangements. And in SIMS, we are all very fortunate to have a highly motivated and dedicated student team. There is no doubt about it. And I take this opportunity to thank all our student volunteers for making this possible. Once again, I thank you all and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let's rise for national anthem.